Alright, hello everyone on YouTube. I bought this HID kit for my Commodore off eBay. They're pretty popular. If you just look on eBay, you'll see there's heaps of them. There's a whole bunch you can choose from. I think they're all the same product. I bought mine right here, a seller called 95 Sora. I paid with it with my own money. This is not paid for or anything like that. I just bought it myself. I read a whole bunch of things about them on the internet and they seem like they're pretty good, so I gave it a whirl. I'll be putting it in my 2015 GTS. The reason I bought it is because the stock headlights are pretty crappy, to tell you the truth. They're just halogens, but they do have a projector lens. I'm only doing the low beams. The high beams are halogens, but because it doesn't have a projector, I'm hesitant to put a HID in it. The other reason I want to do it is because on the HSVs, the daytime running lights and the normal headlights look terrible together, because that's a nice LED blue and that's basically halogen orange, and with the HSVs the daytime running lights are always on, not like the SS, when you turn the headlights on the running lights go off. With the GTS or all the HSVs, when you turn the headlights on, the running lights just dim, so you get this LED at the bottom and terrible yellow at the top profile when you're driving around. So this is the kit that you get when you buy it on eBay. Made in China, but looks pretty good. Designed for the Commodore. So what's this? We have instructions for a VF Commodore. Should be pretty self-explanatory, I imagine. This is the kit itself. You get the HIDs themselves, and you get the ballast, which is inbuilt into this little shape here, which is the exact size as the dust cover on the factory headlights. So this should all be a watertight seal and it should just bolt straight in. Let's have a look at this thing. Try and open it one-handed. I'll have to do a bit of editing here. Alright, so this is how it comes. Looks pretty well packaged. And that's the bulb itself. High intensity discharge instead of a normal halogen. So that cable there connects to the ballast, and then the ballast connects to the factory wiring loom. So it should be a pretty easy bolt in and bolt off. I'll take you through the install. Alright, so here we are in the engine bay. What a fucking beast. Anyway, you can see that the low beams are an absolute pain in the ass to get to. High beams are easy, you can just pull that off. However, the low beams, both on the driver's and passenger side, are in under there somewhere. You'll never get to it. So you can do it a couple of ways. You can unbolt the headlights, which I'm not doing because I can't be bothered. The instructions for the HID kit tell me that I should unbolt the airbox. However, I'm not sure that that instruction is for a supercharged V8. I think those instructions might be for just a normal SS or 6-cylinder, because it looks a little bit more complicated in here for me to remove this airbox. So the way I'm going to do it on both sides is just turn the wheels and then unbolt the plastic trim on the inside here, which will be able to get me to the headlights. Alright, so the instructions tell me that I should park the vehicle against a wall, which I, funnily enough, have got in my garage, and then I should get a light beam that looks something like that, which it sort of does, I suppose. That's called the low beam cutoff, apparently. So basically it's asking me to change one headlight, put the HID in, turn it on and adjust it so it's the same as the one I haven't changed, and then vice versa, so you're not blinding all the cars in front of you. So we'll see how that goes. I've also just realised that the instructions tell me to go in through the wheel arch and also remove the airbox, but I don't know, I'm just winging this, so we'll see how we go. First step, we'll do the driver's side first. Alright, to remove the inner lining, it is 1, 2, 3, looks like 6. They're Torx heads. Use one of these bad boys. It's a T15, which fits it. And I've just got my handy drill driver, so I'll remove them. It's hard to do it one-handed. Give me a second. That's what they look like. 6 of them to come off. We'll see how I go then. Alright, here we are. I've got all the bolts off. Turns out there was actually 4 of those little Torx bolts and 1 a plastic clip. The clip is up the top in there. And now all I'm going to do is pull this back. It sort of hooks up in the guard there to get rid of it, but it's a tight squeeze. But if I just turn my torch on, that bad boy right there is what we're looking at. That's the back of the headlight. All I need to do is unscrew that big plastic thing, and there should be a cover in there, which is where the ballast screws in. It's going to be an absolute pain in the ass sticking my hand in there and getting it. I could always take this wheel off, but I just can't be bothered jacking up the car to change a headlight. I'll give this 5 minutes, and if this doesn't work, I'll probably jack the car up, I imagine. Alright, so I tried for... Go away. Cat. Oh, Jesus, pain in my ass. Alright, I tried for about 5 minutes and I couldn't get my hand in there. Well, I could get it in there, but I cut it all up. I got the cover off, but I couldn't get the headlight globe out, so I gave in. I've just jacked it up, and now it gives me easier access to that bad boy there. So all I have to do is rip out the headlight, put the HID in, and it should be good to go. Alright, so there is the headlight out. You can see you just unplug the globe, and that's the wiring loom. And if you're interested, I just did this by feel because it didn't work out how I couldn't see, obviously. Where am I looking? That's the inside of the headlight. You can see the big bit where the dust cover would go on. And if I can focus, there's just that metal clip there that holds the globe in place. So you just stick your hands in there, feel for that metal clip. It's sort of spring loaded, push it back, wiggle it around a bit, and the headlight will drop out. All I have to do now is just remove that plug that into my headlight ballast, if it focus, and I'll be good to go. Alright, so there's the stock headlight cover, sorry, the dust cover for the back of the headlight, and here's the inbuilt ballast for my HID drivers. You can see that they are interchangeable, so that this one just screws on. It's only like a 1/8 of a turn and it releases. So there's the old headlight, halogen, and here's the new HID unit. So the HID unit will bolt straight in. That plug on the HID goes to that bit of the ballast. That plug goes to the original wiring loom. So there's no cutting, no splicing, no anything. It should just bolt straight in and take me about 10 minutes. It's pretty self-explanatory. I can't show you because I can't do it one-handed, but I'll put my phone down now and I'll plug it in. Alright, so when you're putting it in, you can see it's got that little notch on the bottom of it. That bit, that notch just here, goes towards the bottom of the car. Slides in that way. Alright, so there it is, all done. The dust cover's in place. All the wiring is inside the headlight itself, so it's all waterproof and it works. One thing to note, I panicked for a little bit because one of them stopped working. Just bear in mind that these HID bulbs have polarity and this goes in either way. So if you plug this into the car's harness and then the headlight doesn't go on, it's highly likely that you just have to pull that out and put it in the other way. It works. I'll take the car off the jack and we'll have a look at the headlights. Also to note, if you're doing this and you got a HSV, or a GTS anyway, you need a jack, because guess what doesn't come with a jack? This thing, because there's no spare tyre that fits over the Brembos. You can option a spare tyre and it takes up the whole boot. So you get a can of run flat or whatever that stuff is and no jack. So buy yourself a jack. Alright, let's have a look. It's pretty sick. You can obviously see the difference in colour. You can also see the difference in brightness. That flickering is my camera, not the actual light itself. Alright, passenger side time. I'm going to do it the exact same way I did the driver side. I'm just going to jack up this corner, undo the 4 buttons and the clip, reach in behind and do it. This one's actually going to be a bit easier because I can just remove the top cover of the airbox. Hey, that's off too. And I should be able to get access down in there to the back of the cover, so it might be easier to see it all. Alright, so I'm on the passenger side now. Just one thing I noted is this one's got the same 4 Torx screws, but it's also got a plastic clip right there on the bottom of these ones, which the driver's side doesn't have for some reason. Alright, so I just clipped the top of the airbox cover off, and you can gain, I could get my torch, professional outfit here. You can get access to that pretty easy. The instructions call for you to remove the lower airbox, but it looks like it's only a couple of bolts, but I'm not going to bother. I can get to it from here. I'll just do it the same as I did the driver's side. Alright, we're finished. HID's in. A bit hard to tell the colour now, but they sort of match. I was a bit worried about the 6000K is the only real ones you can get. I was worried they'd be a little bit too blue, but they look nice and clear to me. What I'll do is find some, I've got the dash cam, so I'll get some footage of me driving at night with the old halogens, and then tonight I'll go out for a drive and see the difference between the high beams and the low beams. I need to upgrade the high beams now to some better, and maybe the Parkers as well, because the Parkers are the wrong colour. But cool.